Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. Do I look like it's been a long day? Because boy, it's been a long day. Uh, Started out early in the morning in, like, this is day one of converting the spare room to a craft room. So the first order of the day was wrestling a queen size mattress, box spring, headboard, and frame out to the garage so that someone from a Buy Nothing group on Facebook could come pick it up. That was too much like work. And then I had to zoom over to work because we had a piano tuner coming today and somebody needed to be there to let him in and sign the invoice and turn on lights and yada, 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 all that. And then as long as I'm halfway to the grocery store, let's go to the grocery store. So actually, I got an hour at work and the grocery shopping, and I was home by a little bit before 11. Okay. Problem is, I've got $150 worth of groceries in the car, which I can't pull into the garage because there's a bed in there. And I've still got half of my craft show stuff in the car. The car was not completely unloaded yet. So when I got to the first stop sign, you could just hear this as all this, the tables were sliding, boxes were sliding, stuff was sliding all over the car. But now, the bed is gone. I put a table in the craft room to do a mock setup for this Saturday. This Saturday, the show is providing an 8-foot table. So I don't need to take a table down. I just want to take just enough to keep the table nicely full. And then maybe one extra bag. I've got these blue vinyl-y type bags. Take one extra bag of fill-in stuff. If a lot of stuff sells and I need to fill in some spaces, I'll have one extra. But I don't want to overpack for this show and make my table look really overfilled and cluttered and all this. So I'm doing a mock setup. So I will insert a quick little video here of like day one of the room. It's a mess. It needs a lot of work. So here. Eventually, I'm hoping to have some nice shelves along the wall where the mattresses are now, and be able to have some finished projects and some yarn up on the wall so that I'll move the bookshelf that I put my tripod on over in front of it, so I will be able to sit in the middle of the room with the shelves behind me and do videos in there eventually. Eventually. It's going to be a lot of work. Right in the middle of the busiest season of the year with the craft shows. Yeah. Good thinking. So this video is pretty much just little chit chat. At Saturday's show, people were asking me stuff like, oh, how long have you been crocheting? 50 years? I think it has been 50 years because I joined 4-H in 6th grade. So 6th grade, I was 5 when I started kindergarten. So I would have been 12 in 6th grade. And that would have been 1973. So it's been 50 years. I learned to knit and crochet. And I kept it up through high school and college, just making stuff here and there. Like when we had a Secret Santa program, I knit a pair of gloves for the guy that they had picked out for me to be Secret Santa for. And he was impressed. I knit things for other friends in school from time to time. I knit myself a sweater, but I didn't like the way it fit. Sold it at a garage sale, and the lady was like, oh, I'm going to tear this apart and reuse the yarn. Like, I could have done that. Then got married, kids came along. sort of slowed down on things with 3 kids. I made them stuff from time to time, but didn't do all that much. Then when my middle daughter had just graduated from college, what was it, about 2010? She was going on a missions trip to South Africa. And she was saying, I'm not going to raise support. I've been working for a few months. I'm just going to pay for it all out of my savings. And I'm like, oh, no. You don't want to deplete your savings. You want to leave some stuff in the savings account in case you need money for a car repair. It's okay to take some money from people for this. So I opened up my Etsy shop and started selling stuff through Etsy to help with her missions trip. And I think I ended up raising about $300 of the $2,000 she needed for her trip. And the fact that I was saying, oh, Connie's going on a missions trip and I'm raising money for this, a bunch of people did like jump in and say, oh, I want to send her something. How can I do that too? So she did pay for some of it, but we got the price down so that she was able to keep a nice buffer in her account. I think it was 2012 or 2013, I started doing craft shows. When I first started, I had hats and gloves and American Girl doll like hats and sweaters. But my friend Kathy, who was doing craft shows with us, sews beautiful American Girl doll outfits. And I didn't want to compete with her, so I sort of got out of the American Girl dolls. And then I discovered amigurumi and switched over to that. And now my stand is predominantly amigurumi. I do have a few kitchen items like scrubbies and dishcloths, although I can't remember the last time I sold the dishcloth. Then I'll take the thing of dishcloths off my table. And then I'll have somebody say, oh, don't you have any dishcloths? I want to buy dishcloths. So you can't win. If you've got them there, nobody buys them. If you don't bring them, somebody wants them. Maybe I'll put those in the extra bag for this weekend's show. Just like have them behind the table. And if someone says, oh, do you have dishcloths? Oh, I do. I have a whole basket of them back here. Okay. Problem solved. So I usually do maybe 3 or 4 shows in the spring, and then from late September through mid-November, I usually booked almost every weekend. Like I have a show this weekend, and then I'm off October 14th, although I did just find out about a show on October 14th, but I'm iffy about that. And then 21st, 28th, and the first 2 weeks of November, I've got shows. So it gets busy. I've got plenty of inventory. I just need to get it organized. I've had my Etsy shop, and things are pretty slow all through. It's like this like really slow line all through January, February, March. Around March and April, it goes up a bit because of selling butter lambs, and then back down again through June, July, August, then September and October. November and December are usually crazy. So let's see, what other questions was I asked? People ask, like, how long does it take you to make this stuff? It depends. I can sit down in one evening when I'm watching Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and Star Trek and pop out like 4 or 5 little things. And I can work on something for a whole week and not finish it. So, yeah, it depends. It's all different. So, I have been popping out a lot of little things. I didn't bring my finished bag back because I want to save that for another video. But I can tell you that of my October goals, I have finished 4 mushrooms, and I've made 3 of the same item from the Whimsical Crochet book that is my Ami Book Challenge for the month. They're little things. So for the Amigurumi Wars, I made 3 of them. And let's see, 4 mushrooms. Was there 1 or 2 coffee cups? So I have crossed off one of my use it up sprees. I had a cake of orange yarn, all gone. So I have picked out my next color for the use it up spree. You are going to see a lot of items in this jazzy ombre. This is Red Heart Kids. I don't have my readers on. Oh, it's bikini. Have you ever seen a bikini in these colors? No. Where'd they get the name from? Okay. So, it's like 76 degrees out. After helping the people who came to get the bed, I helped them to get the bed loaded a little bit. I didn't help all that much. But like I was sweeping out the garage while I was waiting for them, and I was just like, oh, it's too hot. So I literally just dumped water over my head to cool off. So that's why my hair is sort of, whoop, didn't blow dry, I just let it dry. So it's messy hair, don't care. What shall I make with this first? A gecko? A bear? You know what I can do? I don't know if you knew about this, but you can go to Ravelry and like look up the yarn, Red Heart Kids, and click on projects and see what other people have made with yarn like this. So I might do that. A dragon? I have to figure out what's calling to me from this skein of yarn. It's not a complete skein. It was originally 4 ounces. It's probably down to about 3 ounces. It's missing a bit. Okay, I have to go make dinner. Fortunately, we have some turkey left over from a turkey roast that I made on Thursday. So we can have leftover turkey and gravy. And I'm going to toss some Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. And on this very hot day, I am going to make homemade tomato soup. That kind of thick, filling soup that really sticks to your ribs and warms you up from the inside out. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Because we have tomatoes to use up, and that's one of my favorite recipes. So I guess we'll be, maybe after dinner I'll have to pour another cup of water over my head. Ah, that silly Grammy penguin. Okay, I think that's enough just chatting for now. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will show you everything that I have made in my, let's see, since Sunday. I think Sunday was the last time I showed you stuff I finished. So I'll have a few days worth of finishes for you. Lots of cute little things. I'll wait till you see. Yeah, you're going to like it. Okay. Bye-bye.